All right. Hello, Speed Gaming, and welcome to this Super Metro Dash Randomizer race between MM2 NES cartridge and caioxg002. I'm Glove, joined on comms by Derp, who also commed the last race. Derp, how are you doing?
Pretty good. A very interesting race, very fast seed, and we got to see MM2 show why he is so highly seeded in this tournament. He was able to take that fast seed and finish it in sub 50. See how the second one goes. If it's going to be another nice seed or if it will be a little bit more trolly.
Yeah, it should be a pretty exciting race. Definitely an uphill climb for Kaio here. MM2 NES cartridge. He's just quite good at randos and quite good at movement.
Yeah, I was mentioning that in the first race. He's like probably the most practiced in Dash, given that he's one of the few who was playing it during, I guess, the off season when a lot of rando mains were focused on map rando, but also the one most practiced on vanilla. You know, having the second fastest any percent time in the tournament, and I don't know how much vanilla Slowders has played recently, so arguably at the best form in terms of execution in this tournament as well. So there's just no. It's very hard to beat a player who is this good at the rando.
Yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable at all to call MM2 the overall favorite, even though he is, what, the third seed?
Yeah, behind Zeb and Sloters.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a morph start. MM2 has actually been very vocal about this, by the way. With the morph ball, the fastest method of clearing blue is actually to do this first, rather than going down to Alpha Missile first, like you would do in vanilla. It's like a full half-second faster, according to him. I don't know how accurate that number is, because I haven't timed it out myself, but...
That's what I keep hearing. And yet at the same time, if it's a morph start, it is often roughly somewhere after that alpha missile check that I remember on playing rando.
Many such cases. You get morph and the vanilla movement takes over. Like, you're already at alpha missile when you realize, like, I
Yeah, for
should have
real.
done the other thing. Do have a powerbomb start though, so we can go check meme route. Get a second powerbomb, which is gonna be pretty nice. Especially for Chow, who's actually doing the Billy Mays checks over here. We'll get rewarded
Yeah,
with that
and there's a
super, which is
there.
non-trivial. Especially if MM2 decides to follow this portal and jump down West Meridia. It may be a while before he gets to supers, which could be awkward. Yeah, this is I do like this play, going down from Redfish to check the bottom two West Meridia portals, because there's a very high chance that it takes you somewhere that you can follow. And if not, then you just reset, and you have a lot of portal knowledge. There's the super here at Crab Supers, so MM2 is going to be fine.
Yeah. I mean, I like this play so much that I even like it in Vario where there's no save.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a good play. I know when Cutie was doing a lot of these randos, which was during Varia when that save didn't exist, he was a big proponent of just jumping down.
No, 100%.
Even if they're bad, then you're still not losing that much. You just reset to the ship and then do the beginning of the game again, which is only like a minute and a half or so.
Yeah, I think the expected value of it's just too good. But here, there's like the only risk is that you'll be able to come here later with gravity and find these portals without suitless movement.
Right. The first portal was actually kind of a bad find early. That Turian.
Yeah.
Obviously, having Turian knowledge is good, but
Mm.
doesn't take us anywhere. So this is going to have to be a good portal, or MM2 is going to have to reset.
It's not Croc. It is East Meridia. Okay.
I mean, it's good to find that near Turian.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
probably going to
like,
be your last boss area.
We're never gonna see MM2. Like, if MM2 finds back of East Meridia, he's never doing it.
Yeah, probably
well,
not.
not
Unless
never.
it's like...
There are like situations where it's like, oh, that's almost certainly where my Varia suit is.
Well, I was going to say if that's like the end of the game and it's awkward to get back to West, which can be the case given that we've seen Turin and Meme Realm. Those are not the easiest portals to get back to.
That's true, actually.
So there is a possible back to front east to end the game play, depending on how the map shakes out from here.
Yeah, it would be extremely funny if the last portal's like Croc or something. Or even better, Kraid.
But for now, MM2 is playing a bit of catch-up to Chow. We did see this check here. It was just a missile. I don't think Chow checked 230, though. So we'll see if that's the super for MM2, or if he's going to be reminiscing of what once was at those crab supers.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much what Kaio needs is like, those are the only available supers.
Which is possible.
Yeah. And if that happened and MM2 were sent on a wild goose chase, that would be a pretty huge edge.
Yeah, and actually MM2 didn't go to 230 either. I think that's honestly kind of a mistake. I wonder if MM2's like planning on just sending it into Gauntlet here. And so he's just believing that one of those two is going to be a super.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could check 230 after BT, but I don't know what additional knowledge BT could possibly confer onto you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We're actually seeing Chow make this Gauntlet play as well. So, it does have 1+1 and that ship save, so is a pretty safe Gauntlet.
This is definitely a Gauntlet from MM2. With that extra power bomb pack, you wouldn't refill here. Because like going to the ship to get the refill is actually pretty slow.
Interested to see how MM2 handles this first room. I think a lot of people do the first room of Gauntlet wrong, honestly.
Oh.
So there's a few different ways. There's a few different places you can lay your first power bomb, but the one I like is actually just laying it right at this first platform. If you just lay it at the lip of that first ledge, then it breaks both of those blocks, which is what I like doing.
I have found my best times doing it the way that MM2 is doing it.
Yeah, that works as well. I see some people go like under that first bomb block and then laying the power bomb there, which is bad.
Oh, yeah, you lose a ton of time that way. Like that's one of the things. Even if you're a vanilla runner, doing the stuff that you really don't ever do in vanilla, it's so easy to waste like 3 to 5 seconds in a room, which, you know, generally races are not going to be lost by that much. But when you consider how much it compounds over the course of a race, random movement is a very real thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We do find double missile here at the back of Gauntlet, so still not really what we're looking for. Another early plasma beam is nice, though. We had that in Criteria in the first seed, so we just have plasma all day today. Don't think you'll find either runner complaining about that.
Yeah, it is such a nice safety.
Yeah, just like I said last race, it makes so much of the endgame areas not trivial necessarily, but so much easier to get through, because you just don't need to worry about anything if you are comfortable with plasma and what it's capable of.
And the other thing is, it's like you can find charged plasma and be just as happy as finding charged ice wave spacer.
Yeah, even happier. It's actually more damage than full new route beam.
Yeah, I mean the only downside is that you don't have ice then, but
Right.
like it is just depending on the context, depending on when you find it, how many bosses you've had, it is the most time-saving beam, even more than ice.
So Chow's actually doing this in a bit of an aggressive order. He saw the above grade portal that RB5, I guess is what MM2 calls it. But this portal here that MM2 just entered, and actually just went straight for the Spazer check before checking any of the other portals, where MM2 is getting a lot more knowledge here. Gonna find that Kraid's lair, but don't really want to follow that yet. It's not too hard to get back to, luckily.
Oh,
You want to follow it.
it has a minor item.
Yeah, I think that is the biggest thing I realize. Like, still looking for those super missiles. Again, I'm still pretty surprised about the lack of 230 check from MM2 at the beginning there, given the situation.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more justifiable if this race is, say, MM2 versus Zeb. When you know you have a pretty distinct advantage here, I think it absolutely pays to be more thorough, because it's like, what are the situations in which you lose? It's something like Kaio checks Billy Mays and gets supers that are super buried.
Right.
And I guess going far enough to get the minor changes the calculus to the point where you're like, sure, I'll check this boss.
Yeah, it's got the save, and there are still 2 bosses we can fight, so... Slightly less than 50-50, because there's a lower than 25% chance to be vanilla Kraid, because we can't have 4 vanilla bosses, but... Unfortunately, we got the slightly higher 50-50, and it was Dragon, which we can't do.
Yeah, I actually think it is still justifiable to go all the way for the minor check and still dip out. But this boss knowledge is really good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the biggest knowledge would have been finding Ridley. You know you're not running into Ridley anywhere else. But knowing you're not running into Dragon in this situation is also pretty important. If we find like a wreck ship, that makes that a lot more enticing.
Yeah, and it definitely is possible, although not likely based on the supers so far this seed, to end up with a loadout where you can kill Ridley but not Dragon. And Tube leads to Criteria Crabs. So MM2 setting up for the CWJ here, and finds his first supers in the process.
Yep. Arguably the bigger prize. This looks like a good CWJ setup. He has to get a frame perfect jump out of a menu, which he does, of course.
Yeah, he's him, and he is rewarded with Green Brinstar.
Well, that is probably not something Chow is getting back to. It doesn't look like Chow's even going to bother checking Tube, which it is technically out of logic to do so. Doing that gravity jump. So
he might not really know the jump.
I mean, the scary part isn't necessarily the jump. Obviously, you do have to line up pretty precisely. There's Spazer from him too. Not going to be picking that up. But the scary thing is, if you break the tube and then you have to go back there later, it is possible to do a jump from the adjacent rooms to get up there when the tube is already broken, but it's not easy, and if you don't know what you're doing, it's probably not something you're going to luck into.
Absolutely. And yeah, Chow finds Greenburn anyway. Generally speaking, MM2 still has the better portal, though.
Yeah, another thing I was mentioning last race, this middle of Greenburn portal is actually kind of awkward because you're enticed to go to the other end to check the bottom portal. Xiao's actually going to skip it. It's just going to go straight into Big Pink, which I think is what he did last time. But it does mean he's just not getting that portal knowledge, and if the top portal is bad, he would have to go all the way back down. But if he had checked the bottom portal and it was good, and then the top portal was bad, then he'd just be losing the time, in theory, checking the item or checking the portal, because you'd have to go down there anyways. If that makes sense.
Chow has Spring Ball, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just got that at charge, looked like. He's taking the save just to make sure he gets the wave gate, I believe. Another thing we saw in the last race. So this is not a spore spawn play, don't worry.
Yeah, Wavegate is one of those tricks that, like, you know, those of us who have been playing for like 5 years, it's just so automatic that it's easy to forget how frustrating it can be when you're newer to Rando. But absolutely, especially when you only have 4 supers, it can be pretty scary.
Yeah, was able to get it, I believe, first try last race. We'll see if he can do the same here.
Is Kaio a no Moonwalker?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he moonfall down, moonfell, I guess, down climb. But didn't
Maybe
use it
just
to
doesn't
set
know
up
about
there.
that setup.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice setup. It just, I mean, it pushes you against the wall. It's a bit hard to do that if you aren't moonwalking. I know some people who don't use moonwalk will use like morph to position themselves against the wall facing away.
Yeah. You can also do, and I've seen sloters do this before, you can do a wall jump check to be lined up perfectly against the left wall.
That makes sense. Sloter's also a no moonfaller.
Mm-hmm.
Which, there aren't many left. I think most people just use it because it's been around for so long.
Yeah, it pretty much only hurts you in the Ridley fight, so...
And even then, if you are comfortable with it, you can use it to move around during pogos.
Yeah,
Although it's still a
absolutely.
bit
The
awkward.
only weird scenario... this is kind of interesting. MM2, he didn't check those portals, did he? Or those items, I mean. Yeah, he's going back for him. Okay.
Yeah, well, he didn't actually know
Oh,
about
he
that
came
red
from the
tower
other
portal.
direction, right.
Yeah. Once again, though, we aren't seeing that new bridge portal. We still don't know what that is. MM2 is just going straight down Business Center. Which I think is
that's
fine.
true.
I like the play to do this. Like, check the 2 portals here, check the items, and then go down to New Bridge. It's a little awkward because we're probably going to be going back to Red Tower, so MM2 is just going to be doing a little bit of back and forth, but
Yeah.
the risk is that the New Bridge portal is something we want to follow, and then you're really sad.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a lot better to leave New Bridge behind, though, when you already have Turian and Kraid known. Like, if you don't know where Turian and Kraid are, I think New Bridge... I mean, I'm personally gonna check it every time, no matter what. I don't like leaving it behind. But certainly without Turian and Kraid, it's a lot worse to leave behind.
Yeah, I guess it is technically possible that MM2 just leaves it and goes into Red Tower from here, but I do expect the check after Business Center here.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the health situation is a bit awkward for MM2. There weren't any tanks in Green Bryn, I don't think.
Yeah, that's so funny.
We got 5 items, or 4. Got Ice, High Jump, and Spring Ball, which I forgot to mark for MM2. And Spazer, but we didn't pick that up for obvious reasons. There's our Charge Beam. So Charge Ice Plasma, a really strong beam. We're just looking for those suits now. MM2 setting up G mode, leaving 2 health in the reserves. Except you want more than that, actually. You want like 5. I don't know, I'm not a G-moder, believe it or not.
Yeah, I learned how to do it at one point, and I mean, it's just not useful in these settings.
Yeah, I mean, it's not useful in most settings. I know, like, I've watched some expert map randos where it's required, but in situations where it's not literally required to do, there's not much of a reason to do it.
Mhm. It can be useful in, like, hard way to hell specifically.
Yeah, and there's some vanilla map applications, I guess,
Hmm.
but then you're playing vanilla map rando. That's your first mistake.
Yeah, 100%.
We are going to check this new bridge portal. It is back of LN, so not the best thing to find, but at least we know it's there. Might end up doing like a front-to-front LN, which is awkward if that's the case. But also likely we just go back there once we find like ship and suits. Because once we find our suits, we're only looking for wrecked ship. We've seen 3 boss areas, and they're all the good entrances too. Back of LN, front of East, and then Kraid's Lair only has 1 entrance.
Hmm.
I think MM2's going to do this X-ray check. Going to take the
not.
refill. Or not. Maybe we've got other plans.
Yeah, I mean, he still hasn't checked Spazer, so I guess it's like Spazer. But you want to follow these portals. Spazer, route back to X-ray, check the top portals, maybe?
Yeah, I actually forgot we hadn't done Spazer yet, so this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what MM2 is doing. Just clearing out Red Tower and then...
Yeah, it's one of those
portal.
interesting deviation points where runners will have different opinions of like, do you check Spazer before you check Tube?
I've always been a Spazer checker, personally. I usually go straight to it. Sometimes I'll like check it before checking the other portals. Kind of similar to what Chow ended up doing, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I know some other people are not big fans of that. I know Zeb specifically is not a huge Spazer checker. Like, it will always go for portals first. But Chow doesn't get the Morph clip here. Not that it's a huge deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Morph clip is so nice, though.
Yeah. It's not difficult either. It's just a knowledge check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's literally Morph, go all the way right on Morph.
Right. Pretty useful to know, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one nice thing about Area Rando is there aren't as many niche interactions like that you need to know compared to something like Map Rando. There's still a lot. Obviously, I'm saying that from the perspective of somebody who's played Randomizer for 8 years, but that is one of them for sure. We do just find an E-Tank here in X-Ray. Chow, not going to check it, so just going to go straight to these portals.
Yeah, it is. It is just funny how things evolve over time because, you know, back when Area Rando started being something that people would race, there definitely were some skilled vanilla players who had some choice words about some of the arcane stuff that you just have to know about Area Rando.
Right.
But it's just Rando evolves with time.
Chow didn't get that charge beam, did he? Makes sense why he's still checking some ammo. He has not done that ice check yet. Actually, I don't know if he did either. Business center check.
I'm not sure that he did.
I don't... What was that high jump? Was it another reserve? Or, no, it was another E-Tank.
Mm-hmm. So he must not have checked it.
Actually, I don't remember. Whatever it was, Chow does not have it. And here's our last boss area for MM2. Their next ship.
Oh, have we seen LN?
Yeah, we saw back of LN at the bottom of Greenbryn at New Bridge.
Oh, okay. Is that... So yeah, he can absolutely do this front to front.
Yep. Pretty high chance this is a fightable boss. We've already seen Dragon, so the only bad outcome is Ridley. Funny enough, we could kill Dragon here and DSBJ out. MM2 is very capable of that. So there was an argument to be made that he could have just done Kraid's Lair when he was going to check Spazer. I don't know if you'd want to do that, but it was technically possible as Chow gets owned by that Ripper there, unfortunately. He's also going over into the wreck ship, but did not quite make the jumps all the way across.
So this is Kraid here, yeah. For those who are not aware, there are two bosses that fade in, and there are two bosses that are just pure door transitions. So Kraid and Dragon fade in, whereas Ridley and Fantoon are door transitions. So once you have some amount of knowledge, you can actually tell what boss is here before the screen even finishes loading in.
I think this is our third reserve, actually. I think we have all three, which is epic. Of course, this is boss shifted, so the Kraid will awaken the ship. The MM2 can do the rest of these checks. I don't think you do top of ship here. I think you just do the first two and leave. Another thing, I've actually had a few conversations with people about it. We've actually seen a lot of seeds in this tournament where a suit has been top of ship and things have gone badly for people who didn't go there. But it is still very slow. Obviously, you have to wait for bowling, which is a pretty long cutscene that just feels bad because you are watching a cutscene and not playing the game.
Yeah. This is also... This is also Grappler Space Jump away from being a suitless Meridia. Which,
True.
like, obviously it's...
do it without either, but it would require some pretty tricky movement in Colosseum.
Yeah. No, that's true, you're right. But Grappler Space Jump makes it so much nicer.
Right. The other problem with that is
miserable. And if you fall down, you're not screwed because you have ice. But yeah, I guess grapple doesn't even help you that much actually.
Yeah, because you can just
space jump or double would be nice. Oh come on!
MM2 falling in the water and showing off with the underwater wall jumps. Some cheats. Some cheating.
I actually, if you're gonna unequip high jump boots anyway, I like just doing it at the beginning of this room. Yeah, so that's go minus ammo. Or no, he has charge. That's just go mode.
Yeah, he knows where all the bosses are too, so I wouldn't be surprised if MM2 just goes from here. Like, doesn't bother with anything else. He can do back-to-back LN. He can just... I guess you just go back to meme route then and do like front-to-front ship and then... Or front-to-front east, rather. Looks like MM2 is actually checking this portal, though, at back of ship. I don't know if I love this. I might just go. Like, if MM2 is comfortable with the suitless movement required, which I would assume he is, I think I like just going to the good boss portals and ending the game.
Yeah, this is made a lot worse by the fact that you do have all of the good boss portals. So it's like, your best reward here is... What? I mean, you get back to Kraid really quickly from where you are.
I mean, I don't even think that's a best reward. Best case is that you get into Upper Norfair and it's not a bad portal. It's like you find like Croc here, you're in shambles. You find Back of East, you're maybe in even more shambles. I guess this is good too.
Okay,
the one red
sure.
tower we haven't seen yet.
Do you take your awkward elevator ride back down where you came from?
Whatever.
I'm over it.
I'm over it.
So yeah, you definitely do Parade first here. And then...
I think getting back-to-back LN first is fine, then you do Kraid, and then the bottom of Red Tower routes back into...
Oh, that's true. No, that's better. You're right.
Not sure where MM2 is going, given that the back of LN is the other way.
Yeah, he just got his wires crossed for a second.
Maybe read his tracker wrong. Realize, wait a second, I am not going the right direction.
Yeah. Now, on this loadout, I think you definitely do still check, like, fire fleas.
Oh yeah, I would. Check behind bosses as well.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get, like, speed is the big prize. Gravity, obviously, but... I guess this is the only area where gravity can be, because Kraid Slayer has Dragon, and East Meridia is underwater.
Mm-hmm.
So, I do like the Firefly check for sure. Let me see if MM2 agrees.
Yeah, obviously, it's still pretty unlikely to find gravity, because it could be top of ship. It could be...
Bubble Mountain.
It could be Waterway, it could be GT.
I mean, it could be Batoon still. Like, no reason it couldn't.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Could be Mama Turtle as well.
Right.
It's still at large, essentially.
Screw Attack's a okay find here.
Yeah.
Probably mark the Kraids that they have both fought. That would be helpful. Yeah, Chow is making this top of ship play. Again, won't be able to check both items without the speed booster. I wonder if we see him peek it, at least. It looks like he is. But we'll have to use a power bomb without wave or X-ray. Just an E-tank, so I'm not going to miss out on anything, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Fantoon and Ridley left. Is that correct?
Yes.
Alright. Ridley is actually a little scary on this loadout. Just because of health. It's not too bad, but he does hit for 80, and if you're not careful with Screw Attack, you can take like a quick double hit and suddenly half your health is gone. And suddenly things get very scary. You see MM2 being very thorough farming here, getting as much health as he can up to the door.
And he's entering with just 12 supers, and it is Ridley.
Yep. His beam does 600, so equivalent to a super. I mean, 18 beam shots and 12 supers if he opts to use those. Good opening, though. Getting Ridley into the cozy pattern.
And I can certainly appreciate with this loadout being a bit safer on Ridley. You see him morphing under Ridley's tail. rather than intentionally taking a hit to do the manip.
Also not going for the Aussie manip. To like keep him pogoing from the left side. Fortunately, Ridley did it anyways, so MM2 just gets a nice and cozy fight. Well played by him.
Yeah, I mean, that manip kind of... that manip matters a lot more if you are, like, actively losing health.
Right.
Because, like, generally in most situations, you actually don't necessarily want him to pogo, except when you are shooting supers. Pogoing slow.
I mean, the nice thing about pogoing is that Ridley doesn't hit you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Which, like you say, is bigger when you don't have a suit and you need to not take a hit on Ridley. Whereas MM2 had most of his health, and with how clean the opening of the fight went, he could have taken a couple hits and been fine. But either way, Ridley just pogos again regardless, so...
Yeah, it's like even in any percent, even though pogoing is bad, sometimes I'm secretly thankful when he pogos more, because it's like, I don't want to get hurt.
Ridley's scary. He's a big guy.
Yeah, I mean, I would say more people lose their new route runs to Ridley than anything else. And that's a category where you have both suits.
Absolutely. It's a very challenging boss when you don't just have all of the items like you're supposed to.
Yeah. I mean, even in a casual playthrough, he is essentially the final boss of the game.
Yeah, I would. Most people would agree he's the hardest boss compared to Mother Brain, which is a lot more cinematic. There's that charge beam for Chow. It's gonna be a little sad because he could have gotten that earlier, but also happy that you have charge beam when you already have ice plasma, believe it or not. Also didn't pick up X-ray. I don't know where that was, but M2 has it.
I think that was the high jump item, actually.
No, it might have
about
been.
to get it.
That would make
sense. And then the
sense.
extra E-Tank MM2 has... Was that X-ray?
Yeah. I knew there was a tank there. I was wondering if M2 like skipped one, so he was... I don't know. Either way. Irregardless, M2 has that X-ray and Chow is about to get it. Looks like MM2 is going to crate, so we are going to see those double spring ball jumps to get out. Yeah, you definitely don't want to skip X-ray when you have charge plasma.
For sure. It is going to trivialize this Dragon fight for MM2, which, especially in the super situation, is just so nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice because every boss MM2 has left is X-rayable. He's got Toon, Phantoon, and Dragon. So, having the full microwave, quite nice. You'd still love to see a grapple behind Dre here to make it easier.
Yeah.
I guess like you said, the actual best item here is just space jump, so you cross Coliseum easily. Don't have to do the jumping across Metroids, which can be scary.
Okay, this is a little bold.
It's just going for it, huh?
Okay, do you check now?
I would. But MM2 he's committed. This is going. This is a bit tricky. You need to do this first springwell jump as you're fading out, and then do the second one as you're fading in from the pause.
He's got it, though.
Yep, nice and easy.
Oh, there's the speed, so MM2's not picking that up.
Not that it would have helped him very much at this point. Really would have just helped an escape.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you find speed behind Dragon, it still absolutely pays for itself. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You even save a few seconds leaving Kraid and whatnot.
Yep. Save a lot of seconds in Criteria just getting to meme route. There are still a lot of time saves that speed would enable, but not that it matters because MM2 wasn't going to get it there anyways. We'll have to see at the end of the game what that item was, if MM2 is in shambles for skipping it. Yeah, MM2 going to be putting that early portal knowledge to use. Just going to go down to East Meridia, do another... Well, I guess you don't need a double springwell jump out of Meridia map. You can freeze the crab.
Yeah, there's like a million different ways to do that room.
You don't even need a single springwell jump with high jump and ice if you get the crab in the right position. I think that was something that was required in... I think it was a qualifier seed, actually, where it was like a required... you got high jump and ice early, and you had to jump from map station to Main Street to get to green.
I remember this.
Maybe it wasn't a qualifier, maybe it was just a practice race that had a lot of people in it. But I remember people were not happy when they realized that was what they had to do to progress. There's another E-tank. Or a Chow. Got that double jump and speed booster as well.
Aw, and MM2 gives himself a really bad door. There's something kind of funny to me about MM2 being so stingy with his supers when his one remaining boss is Phantoon.
He's gonna show us the Nintendo Power Strat. 5 supers.
Yeah. Alright,
so East Meridia, grapple.
Oh, right, the crab. You still don't need to... No, this save is good because Coliseum.
Yeah, the save is good, and you want to do it anyways to respawn those bomb blocks so the snail doesn't spend 20 minutes crawling all the way around the entry to the room. Like, it actually saves time just to go in the door and go out.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure about the save. But then I remembered Coliseum sucks with this loadout. And MM2 does get the free snail climb with Spring Ball.
Don't even need to press anything, just hold jump, and your bounces will jump off the crab on the first frame every time. I have been informed, I have actually been saying Caio's name wrong. It's not Chow, it's Caio. So my bad on that one. Caio, meanwhile, is in Crocomire. I believe this is that single chamber? Somewhere in Upper Norfair. Been doing these checks looking for gravity, which is not showing up, unfortunately. But maybe this is the one. I think he forgot he had double jump, because he could have just double jumped up to that ledge.
Yeah, it's an easy one to forget. Maybe he just
Yeah,
wants the full mock ball.
Well, there's
Aw.
gravity, of course. It's just on path. I was thinking this could be the case. 'Cause you could get all the way out of West, like I said. So there's a very real world where gravity is just buried under 2 underwater areas. And you've got to go dig it out.
I did appreciate their MM2 suit changing when he got hit.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't change if you're like mid-movement. There's certain animations where it just doesn't change, I think. I don't know exactly how it works.
Yeah, there's weird requirements.
Yeah, everything we've been hyping up with Coliseum doesn't matter anymore. He just jumps through it.
Man, I was hoping for some cool spring ball stuff.
Yeah, it was
Especially
a bit
because I don't even
scary.
really know how that works. What?
What happened there?
He sparked through the door transition.
Oh. Right, and then he gets forced into the hose at the door transition, so then his spark gets stopped there. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Somehow I've never actually seen the interaction. I guess because I don't spark through that door very often. That's like the only one you would ever spark through.
Nice fight from him, too. Generally speaking, the main goal with microwaving Fantoon is just don't let him get off screen. Because if he passes a certain threshold, you have to wait for him to come back on screen, and it's extra time, and it's really annoying.
Yep. Fortunately, MM2 was able to get it on screen. Another fast seed, not quite going to be as fast as the last one. We don't have speed booster, so Turian's going to be a lot slower.
Yeah, it's still baby skippable loadout, which is nice, but it's a really slow baby skip, especially if you are doing boomer skip.
Which MM2 is.
I think it like pretty much only saves you the time of the refill at this point.
I'm pretty sure going this way is slower, by the way, than just going to
Without speed?
Isn't it? Maybe it's not.
What, to like ice clip back through Batuan Hallway again?
Yeah, maybe that's just too slow.
I think it's faster to go the way he did. Maybe not.
No, it's another thing that I think I timed a long time ago, but then a long time happened and I forgot exactly what my results were.
Yeah, I used to care about the timings for various stuff, and I've forgotten it all now.
Turns out there's still so much going on that little things like that aren't always the most important things to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome drops from room 1, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, MM2 did go full send, plus waste another super, so it's not as bad as it seems, but yeah.
It also doesn't matter because he has charged plasma, but you know, not having supers is technically lost time. Just gonna reset the room. It's fine.
Spring ball.
Somebody pull up the copy pasta and MM2's Twitch about page.
Oh.
One super from. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I was given the Metroid some leeway after M1, but the next 3 rooms really did wrong by him.
Well, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, thankfully it happened where it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like Kaio is going down to check these portals. Oh. Yeah, with no speed and no wave, that baby skip was pretty difficult.
I wonder if there were some plasma shenanigans involved in that Dust Ripper not evaporating in time.
Maybe. Plasma is a known shenanigan-causing item. It's so miserable getting to the bottom left of this room with that wave. You just have to shoot every inch of vine. It's like half of them don't break the first times.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? It feels like you shoot the vines and they just don't break, and then you have to shoot them again. It's like there are a couple that are actually unbreakable, but there are also a couple that just are mean, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, they are mean. Also, speaking of plasma shenanigans, on Kaio's screen, we saw him try to do the charge ice plasma shot on those pink pirates.
Oh yeah, the pirate hitboxes are known to extend a little bit above their heads, and by a little bit I mean like half their height.
Yeah.
MM2 gonna use all the supers, so we're just doing a 30-shot fight. There are worse
why
things.
not?
I believe he has 3 reserves, so he can take a couple double catch-ups if he wants, if he so desires. He's still fine. And this is a really unfortunate situation for Chow. I don't know if he knows the snail climb, so he's in a situation where, like, you kind of have to do East Meridii, I almost feel like.
Yeah.
He would have gotten rewarded with that gravity suit, but it's not an obvious play at all if you're not super experienced with the rando.
Okay, I did have to load up the practice hack to make sure, because this is one of those things that feels so insane. But yes, the reason that Kaio's shot on the pink pirates did not work is because the pink pirates do not take damage from charge shots, only regular plasma shots.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Very awesome mechanic.
Yeah. Just a funny quirk where it was like, presumably they said these pirates will be vulnerable only to plasma.
Yeah, it's like, doesn't really come up in the vanilla game because you get plasma and then you just start shooting them. But yeah, they are silly like that. Now Kaio's in a really awkward position of like, where else does he go, right?
Yeah.
Is it like grapple at GT exactly? So we've already checked so much. Like Kaio's seen everything in Wreck Ship. He's seen full Upper Norfair.
Did he go back for Waterway?
I don't think he has yet. That could be a thing.
Yes, the pink pirates are killable by super attack as well. But as far as beams, you need to have plasma and you need to do an uncharged shot.
I think, how many enemies aren't killable by super attack? I think most of them are. I know the Turian hoppers are only damageable by, I think, supers, maybe supers and missiles, which I only know because of Animizer. Where it's like you had to, there was a room you had to clear with super missiles to get through.
I don't know if there are any other enemies that are unkillable by screw attack aside from like the ones we don't think of as enemies, like the Kazans.
Right, the things that are not killable by anything, because they're not really enemies, but they're programmed as such, so they work. But yeah, if you ever want to kill the Turian hoppers, 5 supers.
5 supers will do the trick.
Only 5 supers. I think this is going to be like a 55 OX from MM2. Might get the 54 if he goes crazy and gets great scheme. No, it's not enough. Still a really good time, obviously, especially for a what didn't end up being a gravityless, but he committed to the play without gravity. So
It was at least partially gravless.
Chow was able to check that waterway item before MM2 finished, got the wave beam, but MM2 makes it to the ship, finishing in first place with a time of 55:13. Will win both best of ones against Chow.
GG.
Yep, so big GG's to MM2. You can see why, like we were saying, he's arguably the favorite for the entire tournament. Pretty good at the game.
And upon seeing that finish, Kaio does opt to forfeit.
We are joined by the victorious MM2. GG's, how you feeling?
Yo, I feel like if I was playing the second seed versus you, Derp, or really either of y'all in VC, I would have lost because I made some silly errors, I think, but still played pretty solid. Didn't have major execution shambles, so can't complain too hard. GG's, Kaio.
Hey, GG's. I think I joined the actual history early enough for people to say I had to enter Eastern Meridian without gravity. What? I think I missed that part.
It's true. That is a thing that the game can expect you to do, because I don't know if you saw it on my stream, but gravity was at Batun E-Tank. So.
Oh, I see now.
Yeah, there's a really mean gravity location, given that you also have to jump down Western Meridian just to get there in the first place. So you're just going through 2 full water areas to get your water area item.
Dang. The one thing left for me to check was below Green Brinstar. I do not know where that connects. I'm going to guess connect to Lower Norther, so I'll have to check everything there.
Yeah, that one goes to back of LN. But yeah. I don't know. I thought I played like reasonably well until I was done with like Business Center, and I found the back of LN. And then I think when I got to Red Tower, I forgot that I had microwave and that I had double spring ball jump. Well, I knew that I had all of those things, but I forgot that let me just easily take care of Dre. So what I should have done is do the majors in the normal order and then go to Kraid and do Dragon, and then I could go to Croc Portal really easily and do Bubble Mountain and check those 2 portals, which would have worked out for me way less, actually. I think I probably would have lost, like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something, just doing all of Bubble Mountain for evidently nothing and not the ship with the item. Yeah. Yeah, like speed, but like I don't go to ship with like Varia, so you either end up coming to some ugly suitless play, or you just backtrack at top of Red Tower and are way sadder. But I don't know. It is what it is. I was just not locked in for this one.
Not locked in, he says, with a 55 finish time.
This is him not locked in. Like, match compared to me.
Goodness. I want to talk about that first seed though. I know MM2. You had, I think you had both suits and speed booster in like 15 minutes, and Kaya wasn't too far behind. So
Yeah.
I wanted to get your thoughts on how that one felt.
Shout outs to Zeb. That's
An
yeah.
ugly ammo seed as well.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, the ammo was just so miserable in that first seed. I was just like, if charge is somewhere on path and I don't get it, I'm just gonna lose. That's just gonna be how it is. But I don't know. It was.
I already forgot almost everything about the first seed, but I do remember find both suits very fast. So yeah, I think that was like the first time ever I got a seed that was like actually very easy, like baby seed even.
Yeah, it was definitely like really fast jet seed territory, but those seeds are also. It feels like there's a lot of. It's harder to figure out which way you're supposed to go in those sorts of seeds because just more things are open to you.
Yeah, the other problem with fast seeds
that's a valid downside.
Losing time is amplified even more because there's less seed to play, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you lose 3 or 5 minutes somewhere, then that sucks even more than it does normally. Not that losing 3 to 5 minutes is ever good, but...
Right. I cut you off, Kaya. What were you saying?
I just say that it's a valid downside that if the seed opens too much, you eventually have to make 50-50 choice. Like, there's no right choice, there's no, I know by experience that going right here is better than going left. Like, everything is open, so you have to just guess something, and if your opponent guess something else, like, and their decision was better, you just lose by luck. So that's a downside of the seed being too easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I have any other questions about the seeds. Yes, MM2, this was your first 2 races in the tournament. You've still got a few tough matches, potentially. I think Travatox coming up next on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
How are you feeling about that one?
It should be fun. I don't know. Just gotta show up, play the game as best I can, see what happens. But I'm feeling pretty good about that match. I'm actually really excited to race Smellin as well. I wanted to schedule a race with him, but he's unavailable for a bit. But that'll be a good set. Hopefully, Smellin can overcome his shambles in previous tournaments and play well. Because when I looked at the seeding, I was feeling like he was underseeded, but that's what it is. When you get really unlucky in the tournament races and also have a monster path, as I recall in like 23, you go to get unlucky, then you get underseeded for the next one, but it is what it is. That's why there are more tournaments. But yeah, should be fun rest of the group stage. And yeah, thanks to both of y'all for coming and tracking and all the things. And of course, thanks to DJ and Kupo for organizing.
Same here. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to just have some fun playing. Always cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And, best of luck to both of you in your remaining races. I believe then that's going to do it from us here at Speedgaming. If you'd be so kind, go follow the runners, go follow mm2nescartridge, go follow Kaio. If you would be so kind, follow the broadcast team as well. I've been Glove, joined on both comms and tracking by Derp. And from all of us here at Speed Gaming, we'll see you next mission.
See you guys. Bye bye.